Princess Charlotte has become a symbol of this generational shift. Her public appearances have always been characterized by her poise and composure. But behind the polished image lies a young royal navigating the pressure of her circumstances. Will she embrace her role as part of William's vision for a modern monarchy? Or will she resist, seeking to carve out her own path? The question is one that no one can answer yet, but it's clear that Charlotte's reaction carries significant weight. Her silent struggle mirrors the very challenges facing the royal family. How to balance tradition with the demands of an evolving world. Meanwhile, Queen Camilla's struggle highlights another layer of this unfolding story. After decades of public scrutiny, Camilla's promotion to Queen Consort was meant to be the crowning moment of her journey. Yet as Prince William consolidates his power, Camilla finds herself increasingly sidelined. For someone who worked tirelessly to secure her place in the monarchy, her exclusion is both frustrating and symbolic. The younger generation, William and Catherine, have taken center stage, leaving Camilla questioning her legacy. While her title remains intact, her influence is fading, and many are left wondering if this marks the beginning of the end of her role as a key player in the monarchy. Behind closed doors, insiders suggest that King Charles and Camilla are facing growing strain in their relationship. As Charles leans on William and Catherine to lead, Camilla's frustrations have only deepened. While the public remains largely unaware of this silent battle, the cracks are becoming harder to ignore. Charles may have intended to secure the monarchy's future by elevating William, but in doing so, he has inadvertently left Camilla on the periphery. Will she fight to reclaim her place, or will she accept her diminishing role within the palace? The future of the monarchy hangs in the balance, and every decision made now will have lasting consequences. Princess Charlotte. A key to the monarchy's future. Princess Charlotte's story is more than just a footnote in the royal family's journey. It's a reflection of the delicate balance between old traditions and the new world William is working to create. At such a young age, Charlotte is already grappling with the pressures of being part of one of the world's most watched families. The royal household has spent years carefully crafting her public image, presenting her as poised, mature, and ready for the responsibilities she will inevitably face. Yet William's bold decisions have made her role far more complex, and Charlotte now faces a crossroads that could define her place in the monarchy for decades to come. As William and Catherine rise in prominence, Princess Charlotte is left to wonder what this means for her future. Once seen as part of the supporting cast to her older brother, Prince George, Charlotte is now being viewed in a new light. Her father's modern vision for the monarchy means that the expectations placed upon her are evolving. No longer just a child in the background, Charlotte is increasingly positioned as a key figure in the monarchy's future. But the question remains, how will she respond to the shifting tides of power within her family? The monarchy has always been defined by its ability to adapt to the times, but this transition has been anything but smooth. The silent tension between the older and younger generations of royals is impossible to ignore, and Princess Charlotte's reaction to her father's decisions has captured the public's attention. While Charlotte has often been praised for her grace and maturity beyond her years, this moment is testing her in ways that no young royal should have to endure. As William continues to reshape the monarchy's role in the modern world, Charlotte must find her footing amidst the chaos. Her journey is not just personal, it is symbolic of the greater challenges facing the royal family. Can Charlotte embrace the responsibilities that come with her position? Or will she push back against the weight of her family's expectations? Will she step forward and become an integral part of William's vision? Or will she quietly resist the changes that threaten to redefine her role? The choices she makes in these formative years could have far-reaching consequences, not only for herself, but for the monarchy as a whole. The royal family's journey has always been one of evolution, but the stakes have never been higher. With Prince William's decisions shaking the very foundation of the monarchy, the spotlight now falls on Charlotte. Her silent struggle represents more than just a personal challenge. It's a reflection of the monarchy's future. The decisions made today will shape the family's legacy for generations, and Charlotte is at the center of it all. Will she embrace her role as a modern royal, or will the pressures of palace life prove to be too much? As the dust settles on William's bold power play, the royal family stands on the brink of a new era. The rise of William and Catherine has shifted the balance of power, and the once unshakable traditions of the monarchy are being tested like never before. Princess Charlotte's journey through this transition will be pivotal, as she navigates the challenges of a rapidly evolving institution. The choices she makes now will determine not only her legacy, but also the future of the monarchy itself. The world is watching closely as this story unfolds. The pressure on William to lead the royal family into a new era is immense, but the challenges facing Princess Charlotte are equally significant. As her father consolidates power and reshapes the institution, Charlotte must find her place in this new world. Will she rise to the occasion and embrace her role, or will she resist the forces pulling her in multiple directions? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. Princess Charlotte's journey is far from over, and the future of the monarchy hangs in the balance. The royal household has spent years carefully crafting her public image, presenting her as poised, mature, and ready for the responsibilities she will inevitably face. Yet William's bold decisions have made her role far more complex, and Charlotte now faces a crossroads that could define her place in the monarchy for decades to come. As William and Catherine rise in prominence, Princess Charlotte is left to wonder what this means for her future. Once seen as part of the supporting cast to her older brother, Prince George, Charlotte is now being viewed in a new light. Her father's modern vision for the monarchy means that the expectations placed upon her are evolving. No longer just a child in the background, Charlotte is increasingly positioned as a key figure in the monarchy's future. But the question remains: how will she respond to the shifting tides of power within her family? The monarchy has always been defined by its ability to adapt to the times, but this transition has been anything but smooth. The silent tension between the older and younger generations of royals is impossible to ignore, and Princess Charlotte's reaction to her father's decisions has captured the public's attention. While Charlotte has often been praised for her grace and maturity beyond her years, the world is watching closely as this story unfolds. The pressure on William to lead the royal family into a new era is immense, but the challenges facing Princess Charlotte are equally significant. As her father consolidates power and reshapes the institution, Charlotte must find her place in this new world. Will she rise to the occasion and embrace her role, or will she resist the forces pulling her in multiple directions? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. Princess Charlotte's journey is far from over, and the future of the monarchy hangs in the balance.
If you look at the coronation footage, as the king and queen leave the thrones and head for the exit of Westminster Abbey on the coronation Saturday, you'll see that everyone bows and curtsies to the king, and no one moves a limb, a muscle, when Camilla passes. And that was because they were angry with Camilla. Camilla brought 20 Parker Bowleses to the coronation. There were 4 Middletons. All the people that helped Camilla get the crown on her head were excluded from that coronation, and they were furious. And not only that, Kate and William were angry too. And that anger, of course, Harry was angry, that anger went right through that small part of the congregation by the throne, by the centre of Westminster Abbey.
Princess Kate's refusal to curtsy to Queen Camilla during a recent public event has become a focal point of royal watchers and media alike, triggering a wave of speculation about what might be going on behind the closed doors of the British royal family. This incident, while seemingly minor, has brought to light the complexities of royal protocol, the relationships between senior royals, and the public's fascination with even the smallest gestures within the monarchy. For centuries, the British royal family has been steeped in tradition, with every move, gesture, and word often carrying significant weight. The act of curtsying, in particular, is more than just a polite gesture. It is a deeply symbolic act of respect and acknowledgement of rank within the royal hierarchy. The sight of Princess Kate, the wife of the future king, choosing not to curtsy to the current queen consort, was therefore a moment loaded with potential meaning. Observers at the event noted that as the royal family gathered, there was a palpable tension in the air. All eyes were on Kate as she approached Queen Camilla. Traditionally, as the Princess of Wales, Kate would be expected to show deference to Camilla, who, as Queen Consort, holds a higher rank. However, instead of the customary curtsy, Kate merely nodded politely before continuing on her way. The deviation from protocol was subtle, but in the world of royalty, where every gesture is scrutinized, it was enough to set off a flurry of rumors and discussions. Some insiders suggest that Kate's decision may have been influenced by a series of recent events that have strained her relationship with Camilla. It's no secret that the royal family has faced numerous challenges over the years, from the death of Princess Diana to the ongoing struggles with public perception and the media. These challenges have, at times, created rifts between different members of the family, and it's possible that these tensions are now playing out in public view. One potential source of tension could be the differing approaches Kate and Camilla have taken toward their royal duties. Kate, known for her modern approach and emphasis on mental health and children's issues, has become a beloved figure in the UK and beyond. Her calm demeanor and dedication to her role have won her widespread praise, particularly among the younger generation of royal watchers. On the other hand, Camilla's journey to becoming Queen Consort has been fraught with challenges, including her long and controversial relationship with King Charles, which was initially met with public skepticism. Over time, Camilla has worked hard to carve out her own role within the monarchy, focusing on issues such as domestic violence and literacy. Despite their different approaches, both women are united by their commitment to the monarchy and their families. However, the recent incident suggests that there may be underlying differences in how they view their roles and each other. Some sources close to the royal family have hinted that there may have been disagreements over how certain royal duties should be handled or how public appearances should be managed, leading to a build-up of tension that finally surfaced in this public moment. This isn't the first time that the British royal family has found itself at the center of public scrutiny due to interpersonal dynamics. The relationship between Queen Elizabeth II and Princess Diana, for example, was often portrayed as complex, with Diana's popularity and modern approach sometimes clashing with the traditionalism of the monarchy. Similarly, the relationship between Prince Harry and Meghan Markle and the rest of the royal family has been a source of intense media interest and public debate, particularly after the couple's decision to step back from their royal duties and the subsequent revelations about their experiences within the family. In many ways, the monarchy's public image is shaped as much by these personal relationships as by official duties and public engagements. The British public, and indeed people around the world, have a deep fascination with the royal family, viewing them not just as leaders, but as symbols of continuity, tradition, and national identity. As such, any sign of discord or deviation from the norm within the family is often magnified, leading to intense speculation and debate. The incident involving Kate and Camilla has also highlighted the challenges that come with navigating the complex world of royal protocol. While the rules and traditions of the monarchy are designed to maintain order and respect, they can also be a source of tension, particularly when personal feelings come into play. In this case, Kate's decision not to curtsy may have been a way of asserting her own identity and independence within the rigid structure of the royal family. The British royal family, with all its grandeur and tradition, is often seen as a symbol of continuity and stability in a rapidly changing world. Yet incidents like the one involving Princess Kate and Queen Camilla reveal the human side of this storied institution, where personal relationships and emotions intersect with the demands of duty and protocol. The refusal to curtsy might seem like a small act, but in the context of royal life, it carries significant weight, shedding light on the complexities and challenges that come with being part of such a unique and scrutinized family. As the public and media continue to speculate on the meaning behind this moment, it serves as a reminder that the royals, despite their elevated status, are not immune to the intricacies of personal dynamics. The balance between upholding tradition and navigating modern relationships is a delicate one, and this incident underscores the ongoing evolution of the monarchy as it seeks to remain relevant in the 21st century. In the coming years, as Kate and other younger royals take on more prominent roles, moments like these will likely shape how they are perceived both within the family and by the public. Will they adhere strictly to tradition, or will they seek to redefine their roles in a way that reflects their own values and the changing expectations of society? The answer to this question will play a crucial role in determining the future of the monarchy. For now, this incident stands as a moment of reflection, not just for the royal family, but for all who follow their story. It highlights the ongoing tension between personal feelings and public expectations, a theme that has run through the history of the British monarchy. As the world watches how this situation unfolds, it will be interesting to see how the royal family navigates this latest challenge and what it reveals about the future direction of the institution. Ultimately, the story of the British royal family is one of endurance, adaptation, and the constant balancing act between tradition and change. In a shocking turn of events, King Charles III has stepped down from his role as the monarch of the British royal family. This unprecedented move has sent shockwaves through the United Kingdom and around the world. Camilla, Queen Consort, has reportedly been deeply affected by this development, with sources close to the palace describing her as being in tears. This decision marks a significant moment in British history, altering the future of the monarchy in ways that were previously unimaginable. The announcement came after a series of private meetings within the royal family, leading to the king's official abdication. The news of King Charles III stepping down as the monarch of the British royal family has reverberated across the globe, marking a historic moment in the centuries-old institution. This decision, which has taken many by surprise, was made following a series of private discussions within the royal family. The gravity of the situation is evident, as sources close to Buckingham Palace have revealed that Queen Consort Camilla has been deeply moved by the decision, with reports indicating that she has been brought to tears by the turn of events. King Charles' decision to abdicate has not only shaken the foundations of the monarchy, but has also left the public and royal watchers in a state of disbelief. After years of waiting in the wings, as the heir apparent, Charles ascended to the throne, following the passing of Queen Elizabeth II. His reign, though short, has been marked by attempts to modernize the monarchy and address the changing dynamics of British society. However, his decision to step down comes as a significant departure from royal tradition, where abdications are rare and often carry considerable implications. In the days leading up to the announcement, there were whispers of tension and uncertainty within the royal household. Insiders have suggested that Charles faced mounting pressure, both from within the family and from external forces, to reconsider his role. The king's health, public opinion, and the future of the monarchy were reportedly central to these discussions. Despite the challenges, many believed that Charles would continue to fulfill his duties as monarch. However, the final decision to abdicate indicates the weight of the considerations he had to bear. Camilla, who has stood by Charles's side for decades, is said to have been particularly affected by the decision. As Queen Consort, she has faced her own share of public scrutiny and challenges. The prospect of Charles stepping down from the throne has added a personal dimension to the situation, amplifying the emotional toll it has taken on her. Those close to the couple have described Camilla as being visibly distressed, struggling to come to terms with the new reality of their lives. Her tears are a testament to the profound impact this decision has had on those within the royal circle. The implications of King Charles's abdication are vast and complex. For the royal family, it means a sudden shift in the line of succession, with Prince William now poised to take on the role of king sooner than anticipated. This change is likely to have far-reaching consequences for the monarchy, as William's vision for the future may differ significantly from that of his father. The British public, too, is grappling with the news as they come to terms with the idea of another transition in leadership so soon after the passing of Queen Elizabeth. Internationally, the decision has prompted reactions from world leaders and royal families across the globe. The British monarchy has long been a symbol of continuity and stability, and the abdication of a sitting monarch is a rare and significant event. Allies and observers alike are now closely watching the developments in the UK, seeking to understand the motivations behind Charles's decision and what it means for the future of one of the world's most well-known institutions. In the wake of the announcement, the media has been abuzz with speculation and analysis.
On a bright summer morning at Buckingham Palace, a small crowd gathered for the ceremonial changing of the guard. This daily ritual had drawn tourists, photographers, and curious onlookers. Standing close by were Kate Middleton and Princess Charlotte, quietly enjoying the time-honored display. No one expected a single mishap to transform the day into an unforgettable event. But that's exactly what happened when a royal guard lost his iconic bearskin hat. In a flash, mother and daughter raced forward, and their spontaneous, heartfelt act soon became a worldwide sensation. Setting the stage, Buckingham Palace is synonymous with elegance, history, and pageantry, an iconic British landmark that draws people from all corners of the globe. On this particular morning, the sun was shining, and the air held a festive buzz. Tourists lined up behind designated ropes, cameras in hand, waiting for the daily changing of the guard. At one side of the courtyard, Kate Middleton and Princess Charlotte stood in matching light dresses, discreetly accompanied by a small security detail. Though Charlotte was still young, she had grown used to palace life and official duties. Yet she never lost her curiosity. Whenever she had the chance, she enjoyed gazing at the uniformed guards, marveling at their disciplined stances and striking attire. Indeed, the Queen's guards wore bright red jackets, polished black shoes, and of course, the breathtaking bearskin hats that towered above them. As the official ceremony began, the stirring sound of the military band echoed across the wide courtyard. Tall black boots snapped against the stone ground in unison. Even though it was choreographed, there remained a certain magic, an energy that blended tradition with artistry. Kate took note of a slight breeze that teased at her hair. She glanced at the rows of guards, making sure everything looked normal. She'd attended countless changing of the guard ceremonies, but she always appreciated the unwavering discipline these men exhibited. Their stoic expressions, the careful arrangement of their uniforms, and their measured steps all symbolized centuries of royal tradition. The crowd, too, was enthralled by the precision. Cameras clicked constantly. Parents lifted children onto their shoulders so they could see above the throng. Friends joked and pointed, while tour guides whispered bits of English history to their groups. The swirl of people and conversation only seemed to add to the ceremony's sense of regality. Right at the heart of this well-rehearsed event, the guard to the left edge of the formation was poised in perfect stillness. The fur of his bearskin hat gleamed under the sun's rays. In the next moment, though, the routine spectacle became unexpectedly real. A sudden gust of wind swept across the courtyard, powerful enough to flutter the flags overhead. That's when it happened. The guard's imposing hat slipped precariously to one side. Amused murmurs arose from those who noticed, but the guard tried to remain composed, desperate to right his hat without causing a disturbance. The more he attempted to correct its position, the more the hat slid askew. In a matter of seconds, almost in slow motion, the bearskin toppled from his head and landed with a gentle thud at his feet. The mishap. The impact of the guard's hat hitting the ground was subtle. No loud crash or dramatic noise, yet it carried an enormous ripple effect. People who had gathered near the front row of spectators immediately pointed, some whispering in surprise, others smiling in sympathy. Phones were lifted to snap pictures, and a few bystanders held their breath, unsure of what the guard would do next. At first, it seemed like the guard might simply bend down and retrieve his fallen bearskin. But palace protocol can be strict. Guards are trained to keep their composure, no matter what happens. He stared down at the tall black hat lying just inches away. For a moment, he didn't move, hoping a superior might handle the situation or that someone else would discreetly return the hat to him. Meanwhile, a hush fell over that section of the crowd. Traditional ceremony gave way to a personal, human moment. People realized they were witnessing an unplanned slip in a place where everything usually runs like clockwork. Even the band playing in the background couldn't distract from this minor drama. Standing off to the side, Kate Middleton noticed the situation quickly. She nudged Charlotte gently. The little princess craned her neck to see what had happened. Spotting the guard's lost hat, Charlotte's eyes widened in mild shock. She understood that guards rarely move out of formation, but also recognized that the poor man was in a predicament. At that exact moment, the guard bent slightly as though to grab the hat, yet he hesitated, standing back at attention. One of his fellow guards slowly stepped forward, but protocol seemed to keep him from assisting too much during the official routine. Time seemed to stretch in that awkward pause. Finally, Kate decided to step forward. Charlotte, following her mother's cue, reached out a small hand. Together, they moved to the low barrier that separated them from the courtyard. A staffer glanced at Kate, uncertain whether to intervene. But the Duchess of Cambridge had made up her mind. This was a simple act of kindness. In just a few steps, mother and daughter approached the guard, who looked visibly relieved. All around them, cameras began to flash more rapidly. Tourists realized something remarkable was about to happen. An unscripted, heartwarming moment involving the royals. Kate and Charlotte's reaction. As Kate arrived by the guard's side, she offered a kind smile. She understood that even a small deviation from the ceremony could be nerve-wracking for someone in service. She gently reassured him in a soft voice. "It's all right. You're doing well." Then, she stooped to pick up the fallen bearskin hat. The guard remained at attention, arms locked tight at his sides, though a hint of gratitude shone in his eyes. Princess Charlotte joined her mother, eyes fixed on the large hat. A wave of fascination seemed to pass over her as she studied it up close. The bearskin almost dwarfed her, and she had to handle it carefully to keep the fluffy material from brushing against the ground again. To her, it felt like entering a storybook scene, helping a royal guard in the middle of a centuries-old tradition. Kate, holding the hat, could see a faint flush of embarrassment on the guard's face. She spoke quietly, gesturing for him to lean slightly forward so she could place it back on his head without forcing him to break formation. He obliged, bowing just enough, and Kate positioned the hat carefully until it balanced perfectly on his crown once more. The small crowd erupted into murmured applause and approving laughs, relieved that the moment ended in kindness rather than tension. Charlotte broke into a tiny grin, her cheeks bright with excitement. This felt like a grand adventure to her, being able to help in a real-life situation, right there in Buckingham Palace's courtyard. She whispered something to Kate, possibly checking that they were all set, and Kate gave a gentle nod. With that, mother and daughter stepped back. The guard, still stoic out of duty, gave the subtlest nod of acknowledgement. Though guards rarely break their posture, the gratitude in his eyes said it all. Kate and Charlotte had taken a potential moment of humiliation for him and transformed it into an act of shared goodwill. The crowd's response and social media buzz. Right after Kate and Charlotte stepped away, a ripple of conversation passed through the bystanders. A middle-aged man in a baseball cap, clearly an American tourist, turned to his wife and exclaimed, "Did you see that? Kate just picked up his hat." Another visitor, phone raised high, shouted, "I got it on video!" Within seconds, pictures and videos were being shared across the globe, accompanied by captions such as "Royal Hat Rescue," or sweetest moment at Buckingham Palace. On platforms like Instagram and Twitter, hashtags popped up: Kate to the rescue, Royal Guard hat, and Princess Charlotte. The content spread like wildfire. Media outlets that specialized in royal coverage picked it up, praising the Duchess's and Princess's thoughtfulness. Morning talk shows replayed the clip with commentators describing how refreshing it was to see a moment of genuine compassion in a setting usually defined by tradition and protocol. What fueled the viral nature of this event was its simplicity. People love authenticity, especially from public figures. The internet lit up with comments, some saying they felt warmth from the small gesture, while others noted how it humanized both the guard and the royals. A user posted, "You can see how kind they are in that instant. No second thoughts. Just help." By early afternoon, major newspapers published short articles about the hat rescue. International headlines included phrases like, "Princess Charlotte joins Kate Middleton in adorable act," or "Mother-daughter duo saves the day at the palace." Internet memes also began circulating, featuring playful takes like the guard's hat superimposed in random comedic scenarios, referencing how quickly it fell and how swiftly the royals responded. Meanwhile, back at the palace, staff members watched as the global reaction ballooned to enormous proportions. For them, it was touching yet unsurprising. Kate had always been known for her empathy, and Charlotte was growing up with that same sense of compassion. Palace officials chose not to make a formal statement beyond a short comment acknowledging what happened, but they smiled at the world's enthusiastic response. The guard's perspective. A few days later, reporters managed to learn more about the guard. In a rare off-duty moment, he shared his side of the story with discreet humility. He confessed that the sudden gust of wind had caught him off guard, no pun intended, and that he'd tried to remain composed. In his training, he was taught that if something happens, he should stay in formation until instructed otherwise. However, seeing his hat roll away in front of hundreds of eyes turned the moment into a quiet personal crisis. He admitted feeling a surge of embarrassment when he realized how exposed he was. Guards pride themselves on their ability to maintain discipline, and dropping a piece of uniform felt like a personal failure. Then, in the midst of that swirling anxiety, he saw the Duchess of Cambridge and Princess Charlotte approaching with gentle smiles. He said that from his vantage point, it was like witnessing a wave of reassurance. When Kate picked up the hat, his first thought was gratitude. Gratitude that he wouldn't have to awkwardly break formation or fumble for it himself. Her warm expression and Charlotte's bright-eyed curiosity calmed his nerves. He struggled not to break protocol by speaking, but he managed a soft, "Thank you, ma'am," though it was barely audible to the surrounding crowd. The heartwarming aftermath. As the viral videos continued circulating online, it became clear this story was about more than a bearskin hat. It shone light on the idea that small deeds can have a broad-reaching impact. People from different countries and backgrounds shared the clip, leaving comments on how the moment reminded them to lend a helping hand whenever they could. Stories poured in of bystanders who had witnessed the event firsthand. One woman posted on a travel blog that seeing Kate and Charlotte help the guard reinforced her belief in the human side of public figures. Another visitor, a retired teacher, wrote that it reaffirmed her faith that even in formal ceremonies, people's genuine concern can come through. Back at Buckingham Palace, the guard remained on duty, proudly standing alongside his peers. He still wore his tall bearskin with renewed caution, more mindful of the wind. Though some teased him for famous hat troubles, no one doubted his dedication. They understood the unique pressures of performing in front of global audiences every day. The royal family, meanwhile, carried on with their schedule. Kate Middleton attended charitable events and continued her role as patron to various organizations. Princess Charlotte returned to her usual routines: school, family time, and the occasional public appearance. Though neither spoke publicly about the hat rescue, those close to them noticed a small sense of pride in Charlotte, as she'd been part of a moment that drew widespread admiration.